Hello there. Welcome back to the Doctor Who Retrospective. I'm Scotty. You're not. Turn left. Okay. So this episode. No, the episode is called Turn Left. Like I said last time, we had a companion light episode at midnight. Now this is a Doctor light episode. When I say Doctor, it's basically Donna Who. It's basically what it is. It's all Donna. Yeah. So I remember the first time I watched this, I was very confused, and at that point, I didn't care for Donna. So a whole episode around her, I'm like, whatever. I was again, kind of fit with the tone of the episode of the season. This is a really good episode. People in the hallway. It's been quiet all day, but now people are in the hallway. Blah blah blah. But so the Doctor and Donna are at some marketplace in space somewhere, and Donna gets lured into a tent by someone who is a fortune teller. So don't forget, we later find out that this person is working for the Trickster, who we know later is from the Pantheon, like the Celestial Toy Maker and Sutek. Yeah. So I think Sutek's supposed to be from it. Yeah. But so the Trickster, who was mostly a villain on the Sarah Jane adventures. But if you are a fan of Doctor Who, and I've been paying attention and watching the show, the new Who, I should say, there's a lot of, it's not really an Easter egg because it's but there's a lot of, I remember that, because, yeah, it's basically, what would have happened if the Doctor wasn't there? What if the Doctor died? So, this makes Donna the most important person in the world, which, again, back then I was like, oh, come on, give me a break. But now I can kind of see it. She is very important, especially when it comes to the upcoming finale part. So, yeah. So, this fortune teller lady puts this giant bug on her and convinces her to turn right. See, back in the day when she was going to be a temp at St. Clemens or whatever it was, she had another offer from another job that was supposed to be better, I guess, according to Sylvia. But, I don't particularly care for her right now. But there's a point where she just turn right and take that job. But then H.C. Clemens, there it is the one that she ends up taking. So she turns right. She turns right. And things go well for Donna. She turns right, she gets this job, and then she ends up getting a promotion by Christmas, and she's all happy. But Neris, I think it's supposed to be Neris, her friend Neris, who's mentioned, sees her something on her back. Everybody keeps pointing it out. Something on her back. That's the bug. Yeah, this is Christmas, and she's not getting married because she never met that guy from before. She never went to H.C. Clemens. She never got roped into that plan for the Spotter people, but we're still led to believe that everything still happens the way it was supposed to. I thought that Donna was special, which is why they needed the particles from her to do that. I guess they found someone else. Well, I guess, no, he was drugging her with the particles, wasn't he? That's right. Never mind. Well, we found out that the Doctor actually died doing that. But also, Unit is there, and they weren't a part of that, but I guess they would show up if the Doctor died. He died because, if you remember, Donna talked him off the ledge. Well, he fell in and drowned here because Donna wasn't able to talk him out of it. So there's no Doctor. The Doctor is dead. Then Rose comes running up and asks what happened. Our Rose. Current time Rose. She's jumping from point to point here. She's asking what happened. She says that this is not right. This is not the right world. Something's wrong. And yeah. the Doctor is dead. And they have the TARDIS. Yeah. We get a lot of nods to stuff that happened, so yeah. Our next jump is to let's see. The hospital disappears. The hospital disappears, and Sarah Jane and her companions and her son Luke die trying to save the hospital. Martha also dies because she was brave and tried to save everyone. And she lost her heir. Yeah. Doctor's companion's dying. Sarah Jane. Yeah. And what else is there? Is there another thing before the next Christmas? I don't think so. Because Rose then shows up and is talking to her again. And, Donna keeps asking him, who are you? How do you know so much? She won't tell her name, because that's too easy. But she says, hey, you won that contest to get out of the country. Why don't you, for Christmas, why don't you do that? Why don't you do that? Why don't you do that? Do that. So they do, and they go to this posh hotel somewhere, and then the Titanic crashes into London. Now, Sylvia makes it out like everyone from London died, but if you remember, everyone left because something always happens at Christmas. The spider thing still happened. So, yeah, they would have. Yeah. But London is gone now, so now they have to live in other people's houses with this really cool Italian guy who's very happy to have a bunch of people sleeping in his small little house. Plenty of room. They're sleeping in the kitchen. But it's like a little party with a bunch of people, and then sadness. Sadness because there's a report on the fat, on the people's fat. Only now it's in America. It's like, America's gonna help us. They're gonna send 50 billion quid, and then they're like, oh no, it's happening in America now because there's no London anymore. So it's happening in America. I just thought of that. Yeah, it's happening in America now. The fat thing. So now there's no aid. That are screwed. And then we get a very sad moment because the Italian guy and his family are being taken away to what they say are labor camps. And even Donna's like, labor? What labor? Oh, digging and stuff like that. Yeah, it's very good. It's very good. It's very good. And then you get this moment where he gets in and you see he's sad, and then you hear Wilford go, labor camps. That's what they called them. And then it hits you. Oh. It's happening all over again. Just like World War II. Yeah. Rose shows up again and tells her, hey, I can help you. You gotta come with me. And we could get things back to the way it was. You just come with me. Just come with me. But she says no. And we see the stars are starting to disappear. Yeah. And that's what gets her to agree. She meets with Rose. And then we get the Santarin thing. Captain Jack and his group. Gwen Cooper and the other guy, I can't remember his name right now. Gwen and the other guy died, but Jack was beamed to the Santarin homeworld. And they still defeated the Santarans, but they gave it up, Jack, because Jack can't die. So how are you going to explain that? You can say the Santarans cut his head off. Or maybe that's just enabling the future. But that does sort of change history too, because if Jack ends up trapped on Santarin homeworld, how become the face of Bo? That changes history. Like, it's just, I guess not really, because it's still in the future, so I don't know. But yeah, that's everyone but Jack dead because you can't kill Jack. So finally, Donna's like, okay, I'll do it. Let's do this. And so she's with Unit. Somehow, she's with Unit. Rose is with Unit. I don't know how, but she is somehow. And so they set up this thing, and they're going to send her back, and she's got to convince herself to turn left. So they do that, and she's like, because she tells her, well, you're going to die. And we gotta make sure that everything is set up right. So they send her back, but she's not sent to the right place. It's like half a mile, so she's got to run all the way there, but she's not going to make it. So she gets hit by a truck. She lets herself get hit by a truck, which causes traffic jam on the right side, so she has to turn left. Left. On the right side, so she has to turn left. And yeah. So she does, and everything goes back to the way it was, and she wakes up in the tent, and the bug falls off, and you're not supposed to. Just do something special. Do something with you. And then she runs off, and then the doctor's like, what's going on? And he hugs her, and he goes, oh, what's up with that? And she's like, I don't know. So the doctor's looking at this bug, and that's when he's like, oh, it's one of the tricksters. I never caught that before, that it was one of the tricksters. So I knew about the trickster. I just hadn't seen the Sarah Jane Chronicles before. So yeah, she says that she's trying to remember, but it's sort of like when you wake up and you try to recall a dream. My dreams are vivid enough I can remember some of them, but I have weird ones. Yeah, but he's like, oh, and he says that she was brilliant, which reminds her of when Rose said she was brilliant. She's like, wait, she said that, huh? That woman, she said I was brilliant. What woman? She's the one who helped me. She said you were in danger. What'd she look like? Blonde. What's her name? I don't know. Because Rose, I mentioned, Rose shows up after Donna dies and whispers 2 words in her ear. Just 2 words. A message for the doctor. What 2 words? Bad wolf. Then everything, of course, turns bad wolf. And this was good. I gotta tell you. When I watched this with my son, I had to explain to him. So they called them. And Wilfred all so sad and everything. And I'm like, do you know what that means, right? Labor camps. You know about World War II. Yeah. It's not labor camps. It's, the Holocaust. Oh. Yeah. It's happening again. I don't think you could put that in television now. This was 2008. I don't think you could do something like that. Maybe. I don't know. But this was good. It was good. And because, it kind of went up for me. Because the last time I watched this, I was drunk. Because I was drinking during midnight. By this point, I had more alcohol in my system. But, yeah, it's just, a very well done episode. I think it works for the narrative, and it sets up the next 2 episodes very well, which we're going to be talking about. Yes, I'm gonna try to do the last 2 tonight. I'll do the specials tomorrow. Oh, and by the way, I should mention, the End of Time, the 2-part special, I'm doing that as one. So there'll be one video talking about the whole 2-part End of Time thing, if I can remember it all. It's like a movie. Be like I'm watching a movie. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, like I said, this was really good. I should do like a top 5 episode from each season. Let me see, 1, 2, 3. Counting 2 parts, of course, is 1 as it works. But yeah. So and I like how they try to work. In the events that were supposed to happen after this, the doctor's not there for anymore. Like, the What was it? So you have the spider thing. Doctor's not there. He dies there, actually. And then the hospital disappearing. He's not there. So Sarah Jane has to do something, and she and her companions die. And then you have the fat thing. Or, you have the Titanic crashing. Doctor's not there to save the Titanic crashes into London, destroying London. The fat thing now happens in America. Doctor's not there to stop it either. And then you have Santarans and Jack and his crew, what happens to them, everything. If you're wondering why they don't mention the Master, because they don't, technically, that doesn't happen. The Doctor dies. Martha dies. They don't go into the future. Them and Jack don't go into the future. They don't meet Professor Yana. He doesn't become the Master. Even if he does eventually become the Master, he can't leave there unless he goes to Utopia with them, which we already know he can't. Although, there is a solution for that, because they say in that episode that he can't go because someone's got to stay there and manualize it. Although, without the Doctor, they won't be able to use it. So, but if Chantho just stays behind and activates it so he could go with... I know you don't want to sacrifice Chantho, but still. Chan, that is mean, though. I know. Chan, I am sorry, though. Chan, it's okay, though. So, yeah. I like how it does that. So, what are your thoughts on this episode? Then we'll comment so much, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.